What's up, y'all? So, thought I'd make this into a YouTube specific video because this is the big topic in the community right now. And there's been talks about it prior, but here we are, right? Now that there was a big event, Bum's birthday bash just happened this past weekend. Shout outs to Bum, ran a great event. They're definitely holding it down for the DBFZ community as of right now. So, the big thing people had to say was, oh, hey, there's been no tournaments. How do you know if 21 Labcoat is really this busted? Blah, 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 blah. Well, if you have a brain cell, you look at her toolkit and you see it's completely different than any other characters in the game, especially with the debuff. But, people thought there was counterplay, and even Punk, you're right, at some point somewhere on Twitter, I'm too lazy to find it, Punk was like, playing Labcoat 21 ain't that bad. And, fast forward like a week or two later, Punk says something like, if you play Labcoat 21, I'm not shaking your hand. Something like that. Or, somewhere around there. I'm not sure. Maybe my editor will find it and post it somewhere. But basically, it was kind of like a story in two pictures kind of meme thing, right? Punk came to realize how dumb the character was, which she is. She's busted, broken, right? So the question is, should Labcoat be banned? I think she's even a better character than GT Goku ever was, in my opinion. And many people are starting to follow this idea. Even Sonic Fox and Nitro, I actually have that like right here, right? Sonic Fox and Nitro are starting to think this same idea, and others are starting to follow as well. She literally has no weaknesses. It's funny because even on the Dust Loop wiki, right, where is it? It's up here. Yeah, there are no current weaknesses exclusive to Labcoat. It's true. There's none. She has no weakness. She's the perfect character. Poor Cell. Alright, so Sonic took to Twitter and made a poll, right? Saying, okay, okay, but real conversation, as much fun as I have playing Labcoat 21, I actually think we as a community should ban the character. I think as she is now, she isn't healthy for the game and is an Omega rule breaker. It might be time. This was actually a pretty well split vote, but as time goes by, more and more people are going to lean towards banning her, right? She hasn't been out too long, maybe like a month and a half, something like that, right? And first big event to have her, where there's a bunch of top players, right? You got Europe coming, you got all the East Coast guys, right? Some West Coast people pulled up, and it happened, took a vote, and it's slightly in the favor of banning her.
That was such a really good block.
All right, so let me just give y'all a brief reminder as to why the community is shifting towards wanting her banned from tournaments, right? Also, just peep real quick, grand finals, right? Labcoat on both sides at Bum's birthday bash. Kasuga played her, right? Like, I'm trying to think how many players in top 8 didn't play her. I gotta imagine most of them did, right? Kind of further proving the point. But anyways, right, brief reminder, her specific tools are as follows, right? She has the best pressure in the game. Okay, that's huge already when you have characters like Vegito and Z-Brawly or whatever, right, where their pressure was already immaculate, but now there's a character with even better pressure. All right, so moving on. In her pressure, she has 2 command grabs, right, 6 lows, and a standing overhead. That's not including Dragon Rush, 6M, same side super dash, right? Cross up button, which she's really well at. Okay, now the mental stack she has is just way too high for one character to have, where there's not really much you can do about it. When you block it, you can risk a reflect, but you might die for it, right? You don't even need to have both hands on the controller to mix up an opponent, or to just open up an opponent with this character. Okay, she has the only beam in the game that she can gel into from her strings and to vanish. What I mean by that is there's no gap anywhere in her string, so she can safely reset her pressure. I hope Bum doesn't mind that I'm using some of his birthday bash footage, I should say. Just kind of to have on in the background, right? Biggest event that just happened, great event. You already know it's gonna be one of the best events this year. But yeah, I hope he doesn't mind, right? Just to kind of like have something in the background, just showing 21 Labcoat, right? Look, boom, debuffed, right? You're like half a character than what you wore. Your comeback is kind of non-existent at this point. But anyways, right, moving on. She's got some of the best specials in the game. She's one of the few characters that you can't zone even from full screen, right? So characters like Z Brawly, Base Vegeta, they all really struggle to keep her in check because she's the only character who can make you lose your entire life bar from a full screen move that's safe and goes through Ki Blast. Since her lariat hits full screen, if you get hit by it, you lose 80% into getting debuffed. So even if you survive the next interaction, you don't have anything to show for it. To add salt to the wound, she gets a 21% buff to her specials when it lands. Her regular command grab gives her a knockdown and health back, and you still explode losing all your health. And of course, for good measure, she has a barrier and she basically has Yamcha's assist. She's literally playing DBFZ 2 while everyone else is playing DBFZ 1. These are the biggest reasons why people think she should be banned. She's actually a tier 0 character. She's only going to make the game even worse for the community from here. The community was already feeling iffy about the fusion meta, but a threat even worse than the fusions has made an appearance. It's been some time since she came out and everyone has had a chance to see just how busted she is as a character. She's on about 90% of competitive teams and will only be joining more as tournaments start coming back. But here's the thing about banning a character. It starts to become a slippery slope. People start asking for other characters to get banned, even if they're not tier 0 like Labcoat. Vegito is clearly the next best character. So what if prominent players start calling for him to get banned? Kane said, and I quote, "I will agree to stop playing 21 only if Vegito is also banned." This is a hard part about a community making a decision like this. Like I stated, it could be a slippery slope and no one knows where it ends, right? What if Labcoat gets banned, you move on to Vegito, and then people want Z Brawly, Gogeta, right? Where does it end? This is such a difficult decision to make. You're looking at the quote tweets from Sonic's post, you know, obviously there's gonna be controversy, there will always be, especially when something as severe as banning a character from a game comes into question. You have Apology Man saying, and this is a big point that other people have brought up, right? Labcoat 21 is pretty toxic to DBFZ's meta, so I wouldn't really bat an eye if they banned her, even if I don't agree with it. Apology Man goes to bring up another character from a different game. Nobody ended up banning Blaze Blue 1.0 Kokonoe, so why start now? Everyone should just suffer. Sure, that's a good argument. However, you have to look at it this way. The reason we dealt with Goku from, GT Goku, I should say, without Gohan 16 was we knew there was a patch coming, right? We knew we only had to suffer for so long. That's why we were more okay with it. So in my opinion, I think the biggest issue here is that it shouldn't fall on the community to make such a decision, right? You have all these people just arguing in the DMs, the quotes, whatever, right? Blah, blah, blah. It shouldn't be up to the community to make this decision. If there was any word from Arc Systems Work or Bandai about a patch, even if it was just an announcement of a patch, the community wouldn't be in such turmoil about this decision. If anything, just announce DBFZ 2 at this point. DBFZ 1 has some of the best numbers any Dragon Ball game has seen. It'd be dumb to not make a sequel. It literally prints money. Well, anyways, let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Is the community overreacting? Or does Labcoat actually deserve to be banned outright? As you see, some people are saying yes, some people are memeing about it, some people are saying no, right? And these people that are comparing other characters in other situations fail to realize there was a patch coming. Things changed, right? There was some type of communication at some point. But for the state of Dragon Ball fighters, we're completely in the dark. We don't know if anything is coming, right? Sure, Marvel versus Capcom players, right? I'm come from Marvel, but you can't really compare Marvel to DBFZ as it's just structured completely different. The only thing they really share is the 3v3 aspect, right? In Marvel 3, you basically lost if you got hit first. In this game, that's not so much the case. But anyways, let me know what you think in the comments. Please like, sub, comment, and have a good day.